Hey everybody, and welcome to another Friday update for Legends of Novus. We're quite a few weeks in now. I believe that we're on week 7. I'll remember when I go and actually type this update in a couple hours here. But I wanted to share a couple pieces of information with you. So first of all, the final production templates have been sent to the manufacturer, and they're in the process right now of creating the molds and creating that first official game of Legends of Novus, and then they're going to ship it to me. So that's from Ningbo E-Star Games in China, and I've been working with a very kind gentleman named Vincent to make this happen. So really looking forward to getting all of that put together in a single box, the official game, and shipped over to Canada for me to have a look at. And it's interesting, out of all the components that there are to the game board and the cards and the tokens and the standees, it's actually the etched die that takes the longest to manufacture. It takes 15 days just to get that through the production line to create that one etched die. Everything else is actually a much simpler printing process. So good thing to remember for any future Kickstarters, how much time an etched die or a model can take. But anyway, that's besides the point. The good news is it's in production, and I'm hoping to have that by the middle of September to have a look at all the different components and make sure the cut lines are right and the sizing is right and the bleed lines are right and all that jazz. So I'll share that with you when that comes. Second piece is art, of course, that's well underway. The lead artist, Andrea, what he's doing is he's kind of sketching and pre-coloring all the different pieces that he has left to do, and then he's going to go and do all the fine detailing afterwards. So that'll let him really do the broad strokes of what he wants to accomplish and get all his vision on paper or digital, so to speak, and then be able to fine-tune. So you're probably going to see an escalation of art pieces in the coming weeks as he goes back and starts to do all the fine detailing for those pieces of work. So excited for that. And some of the location art should be done very soon as well. I've seen the near final production piece for Silverin, the City of Heroes or Legends. The final piece for Nost, the City of Hills. You should be able to see those soon. And the other piece is the altar, Aura's altar, which is basically a giant outpost for the goddess Aura, right near the ocean, that kind of helps keep the dragon at bay from terrorizing the city of Braille. So some really cool pieces that are underway there. I really like the initial sketching and then the coloring that they've done with it, and I think you'll be really pleased with those pieces once they're final. I just don't want to share with you an incomplete piece. I will touch base with Andrea before I send this post, and if I'm allowed to send that art to you in this update, I will. All right, next piece is the Neoprene Map. So I put this on the Facebook group, and I've mentioned it on Instagram and Twitter, but I wanted to share with you. This is the official 20 by 20 Neoprene mat. So it's whatever the thickness is, I can't remember offhand. I think it's 1/4 inch, but either way, it's a pretty sturdy mat. You can see that stretches a little bit, and it comes rolled up. And the color turned out very nice, so I'm really pleased with how that turned out. And basically this is a pre-copy, and now I'll be able to get all of these units into production. Just going to wait 2 more days for the last chance, putting a couple notes out on Facebook and through the different avenues of social media in case anybody wants to get their hands on a neoprene mat before that comes up. And then by next Friday, I'll make sure that all of the names that are getting this neoprene mat are submitted to the manufacturer, and you could get this as early as middle October, maybe even earlier, depending on how production goes and where your location is. So, and that'll let you have a nice close-up of this game map, and you could use it for other purposes. Maybe you want to use it for card games or for other events that you have going on with your gaming group. But either way, that mat will be coming to the Legends of Novus backers and those who put it on as an add-on. So that's the neoprene mat. The Artbook design, I put a couple of samples out there on Facebook and a few other areas, but I'll share it in the notes here, and you'll kind of see a glimpse of what the Artbook will look like, really basing it off the Magic the Gathering template for the art of Magic, because I think that's a very simplistic design and really emphasizes the art, which is what an Artbook should be all about. And of course, there will be some backstory tethered into there for each of the characters and each quest creature and each location. It won't be as extensive as the stories that I've been writing, but it'll still have plenty of information to digest there and expand upon the world of Novus beyond just the board game itself. And today I have something to share with you is the Morty story. So Mortimer, sorry, tongue-tied here, it's late at night. But Morty is the Bard of Silverin, and you'll see a playthrough that I did with him through Tabletop Simulator, and then you'll have a story to learn about him. And this story is not quite as devastating as some of the other stories that I may have shared with you already, but it does give some insight into why he's traveling the world and how he's going to get that mechanical arm with that new instrument of his. And if you do like these stories, like I said, I've been putting it on SoundCloud for those of you that want to listen to it. I've been given the Word format, and then maybe at the end of all this, when I'm done all my Legends of Novus lore and stories, I'll put it in some kind of anthology, and if you want to have a copy of that, you're more than welcome to. I just create this for fun to add some insight into these characters that I've created for the world. The print and play is well underway. Again, I don't want to release a whole bunch of print and play files without having the final artwork, but the quest creature templates are done, and they're done with a gutter fold style. So you see there's a dotted line down the middle, and what will happen is you would cut around the rectangle, fold it in half, and then if that's the style that you like to do it. And then with the cards for the characters are the gutter fold style. And then for the rest of the game, the cards will be designed as a print front, print back. So if you do want to print front and back, you could do double-sided printing. Just depends on your preference. And tokens, send it to the manufacturer with a red circle, but for when I send it to you guys, you'll get a copy of the red circle and the non-red circle, and then based on your preference, how you want to print and play it, you can. And I know many people that back the game have no intention of printing and playing it anyhow. Of course, the standees, the dice, that'll all be available to you. So I think that's all I have for the update today. So really enjoying putting this together for you. I want to make sure you know that this game is well underway and production timelines are still on schedule. Next up, like I said, working on the Art of Novus template, and then as soon as all the final art's done, I hope to have those kind of meshed along the same timeline, and that'll be produced through drive-through cards and drive-through RPG. So that'll be sent out well before the actual game gets sent out anyhow. And then the last piece would be the D&D 5e adventure. So as soon as I have the art template figured out, I wanted to kind of get that underway first, and then I can put my attention away from the stories of these characters and background and really put all my attention into making a solid 5e adventure for those of you that are interested in that. Originally I was going to do that first, but thinking about it, I didn't want to be kind of doing 5 things at once with the 5e adventure kind of on the sidelines. When I do that, I want to make sure that it gets my full attention, because for those of you that enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, I know you want kind of a seamless playing experience. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoy what is coming for Legends of Novus, and look forward to talking to you again. Take care.